7-2 the field they go. 22 fences to be jumped this time. The veteran of the race, Scott Lane, with the margin advantage. They come to the first. Heiko over on the far side. Planet Man between the two. Heiko and Planet Man landed together from Scott Lane in third. Then Green Gramble and Solid Rock and King Spruce and Aces Wild and Mount Oliver and Charter Party and finally Greenwood Lad. And over the second, Heiko from Planet Man, all safely over the second. Quite a long run now to the third. And so Heiko in the lead from Planet Man and Green Bramble on the inside with Scott Lane next, and then comes King Spruce on the outside. Behind them Aces Wild and Charter Party and Solid Rock, Mount Oliver, and just the back marker at the moment is Greenwood Lad. As they run downhill, Heiko from Planet Man, Green Bramble on the inside, King Spruce on the outer, Scott Lane and Solid Rock and Aces Wild, Mount Oliver, Charter Party and Greenwood Lad over the third. Heiko lands in the lead from Planet Man, Green Bramble, King Spruce, Scott Lane, Aces Wild, Solid Rock on the inside. Running to the water now for the first time, number 4 and 14 this will be. Heiko from Planet Man, who jumps it big and bold. King Spruce and Joy Carrier towards the outside in third as they run down to the first of the ditches. Heiko from Planet Man, King Spruce, then Green Bramble, Scott Lane, Aces Wild, Solid Rock. Heiko at the sixth, lands in the lead from Planet Man, King Spruce and Green Bramble. And now another ditch they're racing to. Heiko in the lead from Planet Man, Green Bramble, King Spruce, Scott Lane, Aces Wild, Solid Rock, Charter Party, Greenwood Lad and Mount Oliver. And over this ditch, Heiko in the lead. They jump it all safely as they race to the top of the hill. Heiko from Planet Man and Green Bramble and King Spruce and Aces Wild and Scott Lane, and on the outside Charter Party, and then on the inside Solid Rock, and then comes Greenwood Lad and finally Mount Oliver. Running downhill to number 9 of the 22 in all, Heiko in the lead from Planet Man and Green Bramble and Aces Wild and King Spruce and Charter Party and Scott Lane, Greenwood Lad and Solid Rock and Mount Oliver. Safely over that, running down to the next. Heiko from Planet Man and Green Bramble, a little gap down to Aces Wild and then Scott Lane and King Spruce, and then running a little bit wider the others, Charter Party. Then comes Greenwood Lad, Solid Rock and Mount Oliver over the 10th. Still Heiko from Planet Man, Green Bramble, King Spruce, Aces Wild and Scott Lane and Charter Party and Mount Oliver and Solid Rock. As they run to the next, Heiko from Planet Man, Green Bramble, this will be number 11. Then Aces Wild and King Spruce, Greenwood Lad, now coming to the fence that'll be the last on the next circuit. Heiko from Planet Man, Green Bramble and King Spruce and Aces Wild and Charter Party and Greenwood Lad and Scott Lane and Mount Oliver and Solid Rock. Quite closely grouped. Heiko from Planet Man and King Spruce and Green Bramble and Charter Party and Aces Wild and Greenwood Lad, and then comes Scott Lane and then Solid Rock on the inside of Mount Oliver as they run downhill towards another plain fence, number 13. And Heiko in the lead from Planet Man, Green Bramble going very well on the inner, King Spruce on the outside, Aces Wild, the old man Scott Lane, Solid Rock on the inside, Charter Party on the outside, then Greenwood Lad and Mount Oliver. Solid Rock a little bit slow at that one as they run down to the water. Heiko still From Planet Man, Green Bramble, King Spruce, Charter Party going up on the outside. Aces Wild in close contention. Behind them comes Scott Lane, Greenwood Lad, Mount Oliver and Solid Rock. Racing to the third ditch now with Heiko still with the advantage from Planet Man. Charter Party and Green Bramble a faller there. Green Bramble a faller and slightly hampered Solid Rock. Green Bramble is continuing riderless. His rider's yet to rise. This is the 16th. Heiko landed in the lead. Heiko from Planet Man in second. Aces Wild going well in third. Charter Party 4, 5 is Greenwood Lad. 6 and 7 are Scott Lane and Aces Wild. Then comes Solid Rock as they race towards the final ditch. Heiko is going to jump it in the lead. From Planet Man, a faller there. Planet Man has gone and Solid Rock a faller also. Racing towards the top of the hill. And 5 left to jump. Heiko in the lead. From Aces Wild, Charter Party and Greenwood Lad. Then comes Scott Lane. Behind Scott Lane is Mount Oliver, and King Spruce has been pulled up. So these are the only ones remaining. Neither jockey has risen yet. Running down towards the next fence. Heiko is clear. 4 from home of Aces Wild, Charter Party, Greenwood Lad. Behind them Scott Lane and Mount Oliver. Over the 4th from home. Heiko landed 3 lengths clear of Aces Wild, who's still improving. A long gap then to Greenwood Lad. Then comes Charter Party, Scott Lane and Mount Oliver. Racing down towards the next, the third last in this Golden Miller Handicap chase, with Heiko being pressed all the time by Aces Wild. Heiko from Aces Wild at the third last. Then comes on the inside Greenwood Lad, then Mount Oliver, then Charter Party. Steve Smith-Eccles, who had the fall on Green Bramble, has risen to his feet, racing towards the home turn now, and it's Heiko being pressed all the time by Aces Wild, who looks to be going very strongly indeed towards the stand side. In fact, who's come to take it up. It's Aces Wild as they race towards the second last. Robert Earnshaw has risen to his feet after that fall from Planet Man at the second last now, and Aces Wild has stormed into an unassailable lead if he retains his feet. Coming to the final fence now, Aces Wild a long way clear. Scott Lane is moving into second. Mount Oliver's producing a run, and then comes Charter Party with Heiko over on the far side, weakening at the final fence now. Aces Wild jumps it well clear. Scott Lane jumps it second, third Charter Party, 4 Mount Oliver, and it's Aces Wild striding up the hill with old man Scott Lane chasing him, but doesn't look as though he's got much chance of getting there. And it's Aces Wild striding to the line as Charter Party goes second. Coming to the line, and Aces Wild is going to win it from Charter Party. Aces Wild is the winner. Charter Party is second, and third is Scott Lane. 4 is Mount Oliver, and 5 Greenwood Lad, and 6 the long-time leader Heiko. And so the result, first number 11, Aces Wild, owned by Mrs. Miles Valentine, trained by Fred Winter and ridden by Jimmy Duggan. Second was number 9, Charter Party, owned by Mrs. J. Mould and Mrs. Claire Smith, trained by David Nicholson and ridden by Peter Scudamore. And third was number 7, Scott Lane, owned by Mr. T.H. Isherwood, trained by Martin Tate and ridden by Craig Smith. Fourth was number 13, Mount Oliver. So Fred Winter and Peter Scudamore involved in a photo finish and a dead heat to the previous race. Now it's Fred's turn as Aces Wild goes clear of David Nicholson trained Charter Party to win this Golden Miller Handicap chase. Here are the principles, with the winner on the far side, the turning points, the falls over on the far side, which we can review, as well as the closing stages with Richard Pittman.
And in fact, as Heiko really goes to this ditch, he's nicely clear, but just look for Green Bramble. Here he goes, and he buckles in the middle, sends Steve Smith-Eccles crashing over his head, and glad to see Steve got up. But anyway, the race goes on. Planet Man now in second place, and Robert Earnshaw, almost an identical fall there to the previous one. You can't sit on them when they do that sort of thing. But when the race went on to unfold, Aces Wild had shot through under a very stylish ride here from Jimmy Duggan, who really gets on well with his horse, and at the second last he was nicely clear. But there's a whole bunch of horses coming to challenge, but they've really got a lot to do from this point. And you can see Aces Wild, who hasn't got a lot of weight on his back, only 10 stone 5, going to the last, just looking out at that open wing, but Jimmy straightens him, gives him a crack, and that's fully 10 lengths, and that's too much for any of the followers to make up. Scott Lane on the far side of the challenging 3, running a blinder here today, and Charter Party, who looked exceptional in the paddock, really striding on to be a clear second in the end, Mount Oliver 4th. But Jimmy Duggan having a tremendous time and making the most of his chances this season, but I'm afraid the post only just came in time because the second horse was really motoring.